assalamu alaikum, Jiayanu, Pakhair Ni hao, Chunishume, Washmale, Ohio Gonzaimas, Guten Morgen, Ola, Bonjour, Privyat, Hale, Shamachatore, Ahlan Wasalan Marhaba, and a very amazing good morning to everybody who's tuned into PTV World and watching World this morning, alongside the very amazing Ma Makhdoom and Shahzad Khan. Hello Ma, how are you today?
Hello Shahzad, assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm good today. I'm happy to be on the show. It's been a very interesting morning so far, and I don't know, it's been good. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you very much for being over here. And
thank you for being here because you've been very busy, haven't you?
How was your weekend?
My weekend was very relaxed. I spent time with my family. I saw a couple of friends, and that's about it. I spoke to my mom back at home, my family there, my niece. So a very relaxed weekend. How was your weekend?
Well,
I feel like yours is
thank
hectic.
God. Thank you for asking. But my weekend was very hectic, and I'm very thankful to Allah that He's keeping me busy, because an idle mind is the devil's workshop.
Absolutely.
This is what goes for me. But other than that, on Friday I was in Karachi. Then on Saturday I was in Lahore, and last night I just came back to Islamabad.
Amazing.
So it has been a roller coaster ride.
Excellent.
And I've not been able to cope up with my Z's too as well.
I know, I was just looking at you now, I can see the bloodshot eyes.
Yeah, so that's what it was. But
Okay.
other than that, ladies and gentlemen, it's Monday, it's start of the week.
Yes.
All we have to do is be more dedicated towards our goals, and that's it. We'll be at our destiny.
Absolutely. So we have a wonderful show lined up for you. Before we get into that, let's look at the top stories and what's going on within Pakistan and around the world.
Good morning. Former and current Trump administration members, as well as comedian Kathy Griffin and film director Rob Reiner, were among the guests at the White House Correspondents Association dinner.
And a mass grave under excavation since 2011 in northern Peru has been announced as the largest mass sacrifice of children in the world.
But I still wanted to go back to the first news as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, but moving towards Geneva, where Modern Art Museum MAMCO exhibits for the first time participative Picasso's painting, the Mesquite Buste, bought by 25,000 online buyers. 25,000 online buyers actually bought it.
Yeah.
So what a unique piece it might be.
Absolutely. But see, when you combine and you unite, you can do so much.
Yeah, but other than that, I still want to go back to the first story which we shared, where, former and current Trump administration members were calling on, or in fact called upon, the artists from television and comedy as well. So, don't you feel like going to the Prime Minister house and doing something, where they engage us?
Well, you know what the correspondent dinner is? It's also making a lot of fun and mocking and, criticizing and highlighting all the weaknesses. And so I think that maybe, we might be a bit sensitive.
I think both of us can do that.
Even the Trump administration, the president's very sensitive to criticism as well. But I don't know I don't know if we'd have a show after doing something like that.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing which I'm thinking about is, for example, even if we make it over there, so what happens is that, God forbid, if we make too much fun of things, probably we're not back over here.
That's my point. That's my point. So I think it would be an interesting concept, but maybe we have a bit of way to go before we do that. But anyway, Shahzad, we do have a wonderful show lined up. To be honest, I don't know, I've got anxiety because of it, because we're trying something new, I guess. But
yeah, it is. It is interesting, and this is what we want to do for all those people who are out there. We want to give you something newer every day, and this is how life is. Life throws things at you which are very new and relative. Well, not really relative, but let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are actually talking about. But did you had a bicycle to yourself?
Absolutely, I did. I've been riding a bike since I was young, but then also I haven't done it for ages. And it's something that when I see people doing, it kind of brings that kind of, nostalgic feeling that we used to go bike riding with my dad. It's a healthy activity and, just enjoying nature and And
it was in England, right?
Yes.
So over here, because I've been out and about, since my childhood, and I wasn't really a kid who actually would just sit on the couch and probably do things.
I can imagine that.
So it's very interesting. For the very first time when I actually got my bicycle was because that I actually in fact, borrowed a bicycle from my neighbor, and I bumped into a car and broke his bicycle. And that the very next day, my father bought me another bicycle
that's nice.
to my own self as well. And then we had to buy another bicycle for my neighbor. So.
Okay, obviously, because you have to replace what you broke, but it is a very healthy activity, and these days we are seeing a lot more effort, a concerted effort for women to take part in this activity, because, like we're saying, it's a healthy way of life. It's also something that, you know, within Pakistan, you know, there's a Pakistan Cycling Federation.
Yes.
Did you know that? Which
Yeah.
is in line with the Pakistan Olympic Committee. But the thing is, what we're seeing is clubs making individual efforts and trying to get people out there and get the interest going.
Exactly, and I always wanted to, you know, bicycle around women too as well, because you know it just looks cooler.
Yeah, no, look, listen, anything when everyone's taking part is great, because it kind of gets rid of the intolerance, it kind of gets rid of all the different kind of, you know, kind of things we have against it, the hurdles.
All right, so let's get started, and let's ask all of these amazing guests who are over here in the studios today with us. How was it for them to, you know, initially get started,
Yes.
and, you know, asking their parents to probably go and, you know, ride their bicycle for 10 kilometers. And
Exactly.
then there are people who are actually looking after the entire group as well, because they've got so many ladies bicycling, and it's a very different sight.
Absolutely. So we have been very lucky. We have been joined by our cycling coach, who is none other than Zahiruddin Khwaja. And he is in the
And
studio.
this is how he's actually going to make his way. Hello.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum, Zahir Saab. Yeah, he's here. He's already riding a bicycle.
And
Well,
the
that's
set is
just
still,
cool.
yeah, and the set is still in touch. Okay, so besides Zahiruddin Khwaja, we have been joined by Samreen Khan, who's also a cyclist. Assalamu alaikum, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for
Walaikum
joining
assalam.
us.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Besides Samreen, we've been joined by Ishal Khan, who's also a cyclist. Assalamu alaikum, good morning. Besides Ishal, we've been joined by Shoaib Faruqi, who's also a part of the cycling club. Assalamu alaikum, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. So now you
So
guys
now you guys can actually take off your helmet,
Helmets,
because
that's
now we have actually told everybody who's out there that you guys are cyclists, and you guys are putting in quite a lot of effort to do what you always wanted to do in your life. Zahir Saab, thank you very much. Congratulations. How are you?
Thank
I
you.
just wanted to check whether, you know, we can hear Zahir Saab loud and clear.
Yes.
Is it all right?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it's perfectly all right.
Okay.
So Zahir Saab, even you can take off your helmet. Wow, that's cool.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's get the conversation started because we had to get everything ready. So now, cycling. Why should people start picking up cycling, especially within Pakistan?
Well, in Pakistan it is very necessary.
Okay.
Because we want to live more green, and we want to live with our beautiful Islamabad as well as other countries' jungle areas,
Okay.
so we can save that.
Okay.
And this is one of the best cardiovascular exercise,
Okay.
and it makes a difference in your day-to-day life.
Okay.
If you have cycled today, like I have done, you will be more energetic, and then after your program, you will say, hey, what next to do?
Okay.
Or probably, Ma, I think what we need to do is that we actually buy ourselves, you know, 2 bicycles, and we make our way towards the office on bicycles. And for that, I think I'll probably have to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning.
I don't think it'll take that long.
Because I live far away. You're in F7, I'm in E11.
I'm in F11.
You're in F11.
Yes.
So yeah, probably we can just get together.
Well, you leave much later than I do, so I don't know about that.
But I might be able to pedal faster.
Okay, that's true. You got longer legs. as well.
Cope up, yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about the lifestyle. You know, what are the challenges, especially as females riding within Pakistan? Because you know we're not here to pretend everything's perfect, but we're also not here to overly
Yeah.
criticize. So, Samreen, tell us, how did you get into cycling?
It was very interesting for me because I was cycling from my childhood.
Okay.
So when I came to know that in Islamabad there is some activity going on and people are on the roads and they are using the cycle. So I was so excited to join the Early Bird Rider Club. So it has been like, 2 years I'm into cycling and Alhamdulillah I have learned a lot. Now my maximum capacity, what I can paddle is 60 to 70 kilometers.
60, 70 kilometers in a day time.
So don't think that E11 is so far
Yeah.
because we are going from G11 to Shalarita to La Vista to Munal, and I went 7 times from my house to Damneko.
Oh.
And the last time I won a race and I got a bronze medal into
Excellent. And we will be talking about
Wow.
the competitions and everything that is
Yes.
available out there, and the
But
things
just
that are
imagine that you're actually cycling towards Manal,
that. Yes.
and I guess it's difficult.
happening. Yeah, no, that's difficult for sure. So
Yeah.
now, Ishal, how did you get into cycling? How did you get into it?
Get into cycling?
Yes.
Well, I'm riding cycling since childhood. It's my passion, and I introduced with Khwaja Zahiruddin 2 years back,
Okay.
and it was really amazing waiting with him.
Okay,
Well,
excellent.
that's cool. Yeah. Great. What about you, sir?
Yeah, it's been from the school days. I remember that I started going to school on cycle, and then there was a gap. I went into my professional career,
Yeah.
and since last 3 years, I've been into it again, regularly cycling on roads of Islamabad, Karachi, promoting this healthy activity. And I really tell you my experience that it's been so energetic. It's been so refreshing when you go out in the morning and you see people, very few people around, and you can feel the freshness of the air.
Yes.
And this gives you the zeal to cope up with the challenges in the day.
Wow.
Wow. That's just great, and it actually
I
relates
feel
to
like
the
we
next
should
thing
start
which we wanted
cycling.
to ask.
Yeah.
Well, I think we can still do it. Yeah, I can do it. Yeah, but other than that, Rita, when you were here last time, before we move on towards lifestyle and the challenges, how different is the situation now? Because you told us that there are probably 10 or 20 women then cycling within the group. How is the situation right now?
By the grace of God, things are double now.
Yeah.
I have a coach and mentor more than 62
Wow.
females, and the range is from 12 years to 62 years.
Excellent.
And I would like to mention the weight also. The heaviest female was 95 kg.
Wow.
Excellent. So no, but it's a very healthy lifestyle. And
Yeah.
that's what leads us perfectly on to the next question.
Yeah.
Is that you mentioned it's one of the very good cardiovascular activities.
Yes.
But now within Pakistan, when we have such an emphasis, like especially for our youngsters, on studying and not being distracted, and what would you say to all the parents out there? Because
Well-
that is a reality.
Well, honestly, within a year, things are changed. Now, parents are coming that our kids are all the time on digital media,
Yeah.
Okay.
and they, need to have some physical fitness because majority of the young children are taking, deficiency of vitamin D, and the
Yes.
doctors are asking their parents to take them out, do some hiking, do some outdoor activity. So things are different. Awareness is much better than before, and this is spreading very.
And this is the reason that we're having you over here, and this is the reason why we're having this conversation. Because even other than that, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not going to get into a hobby of such sort, probably I think that we mislead our kids into drugs or probably intoxications and then other kinds of abuse as well. For just like, for example, PlayStation, they'll sit back home, do whatever they want to do. And these groups, I have my faith in these groups because as a matter of fact, these are the people who give us this security that even if my daughter or if my son is going to join Zahesab, it'll be cool because they're the ones who are looking after all of those people just like a father.
Absolutely, and the thing is, like you were mentioning about the health aspect as well. It keeps you in a healthy way of life, but also the mortality rate has gone down to 50 years of age within Pakistan. So it's decreased from 60 to 50. So it's also living a better life as well, like healthier.
The quality life and the example is myself. I'm 69 now. 9th July will be my 69th birthday.
Amazing.
So you can imagine and feel the energy. So if I can live, and we can only, increase or we can only achieve our quality of life.
Exactly.
We are not saying that we are increasing your age. Age, when we have to die, we have to die. But
Alright.
we can live a quality life. People, those who have diabetes or blood pressure at the age of 30, if their age is 60, so the rest 30 years are just like,
Pain and
a
agony.
cripple.
And Maha, even other than that, thank you very much for saying that and making this point. What I feel is that once you have achieved all of what you wanted to do in your life, you're done with your career, now you're living a retired life. The only reason that you have worked so hard was to achieve that you could actually live and enjoy all of those things for which you've worked. And unfortunately, you know, people are not there once they've retired. They do not exercise. So then, what's the point of, you know, doing all of this hard work all your entire life? I think that's what it is. So all we have to do is live healthy. That's what it is. And this is why we're going to share a small clip with you too. Go ahead, take a look. Good morning.
Okay,
Wow.
so that was just highlighting exactly, you know, the health aspect, the fact that, you know, it can be used for multiple causes to bring awareness. But Samreen, now let's move on. You know, we see a lot of men riding their bikes. You know, it's fine, it's normal. But when you got onto a bike, you said you've been riding since you were young. Have you faced any hurdles or any challenges? I always sound like the negative person, but you know, have you like how was your experience?
Fortunately, I am having a very good family and family support.
We're not talking about family. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking. No, we're not talking
Yeah,
about
I'll tell
That's
you.
a
That's why you're
support.
sitting here. We know your family support you, but we're talking about the general public when you're going out and
Yes.
about. When you went up to Dominic or when you come back and forth, how was your experience?
My experience is too good. I can share with you.
Yeah.
Let me share. Like in these 2 years, if I just tell you an average, so 98% people thumbs up to me.
Absolutely.
Whenever I'm riding, the people from their bikes, their cars, from like even, you know, from their car's window, they just do it like this, that you are doing a great job. So that is the positivity, like people are ready to accept that. The thing is just we need to make a trend. We need to set the mind that the people should accept that. They are accepting basically. Actually, it's we who
we're
are
loving it.
going to change the trend, right? So I am a biggest example. Let me share with you. Like now I am the captain of my team, the EBR Sheroes, which is the exclusive club for the females, where there are more than 65
Heroes.
females.
I like it.
Hero is a parallel word of
for
hero.
heroes,
So if you are a hero, so
we
you
get
are a
it,
hero. So like we are motivating the girls to come out on the roads. They are acceptable.
Excellent.
That just they need to come out. They need to make a
But you know what
trend.
it is, and I'm so glad you said that it's 98% are accepting, but as is the case with anything, it is the minority that spoil it for the majority.
No,
And
but
it's
even other
always
than
that
that,
1%.
I just want to ask one thing, whether it's ethically
I
correct
get
or
scared.
whether it's ethically correct or not, because this is one thing which I did the other day.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
gosh.
but I'm bringing this up because the other day, you know, I just got out of my house and I could see a woman riding a motorcycle.
Okay.
And I was very happy to see that, you know, Pakistan's changing and the dynamics are changing and the people, the way they respond is changing as well. So what I did, I took out my camera to film her for a Snapchat and put my thumbs up as well. So I was just doing this and I was recording and she never responded and I felt as if, you know, she didn't like it. So I didn't upload the video on any platform. I just deleted it. But is it ethically correct?
I don't know, like I think I understand your intention behind it was good, but for
Yeah.
a woman who's by herself riding a motorbike and a guy is just recording, it may be uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's
Let me
what I'm
share
asking.
Because
with
it's a
you.
novelty.
Let me share with you. Just before some days, I was watching on the television in the news that there was a research of the scientists that when people watch you, your performance improves.
Oh, really? My yeah, really?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's the point. People observe you. Yeah, you are really right. Whenever I'm on the road, many times it happens that people are like this. They are
Yeah.
their phone is like this, and they are making the video.
So
I'm
do
back.
you like it or
and
you don't?
I like it.
Yeah,
I enjoy
okay,
it. Because
that's
I'm
good then.
already on the social media. I am promoting the cycling.
So that's
So
different. So when you're
I
out
like
there
it.
promoting it, I think you have to weigh up the situation
Yeah.
and the
But
circumstances.
just because she never responded, so
Just
I
let
didn't
us leave
upload
her
the
alone.
picture. Yeah.
Perfect. That's
So I just-
that's using your common
So I'm
sense.
sorry if you're listening, if you're out there, if I made you uncomfortable, I'm very sorry.
Yeah, okay. Now let's move on. Let's bring Shoaib into the conversation because we need to balance it out. You have been cycling and you cycle with with a mixed group. How has your experience been?
It's a wonderful experience because you interact with a lot of people with different ethnicity, belief, culture, and you interact with them and you learn with them.
Okay.
And my biggest inspiration is my 8-year-old kid who see me going to cycling every morning, and twice a week he also opt to join me.
Excellent.
And now he started to come up with the pace, and last ride he was with me. He rode almost 11 kilometers.
Wow.
So
Amazing.
that is the biggest inspiration I have
Okay.
to keep myself fit and enthusiastic, and to contribute towards my community and my society.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what you guys are doing. while
And
you
and this is
cycle.
where now I want to talk about that. Islamabad, I think, is one of those cities where we do have bicycle lanes too as well. We do try and we do say, but how are things on ground? Do we have bicycle lanes or
Yes, but we need to aware more people that this is a bicycle lane. Yes, there is a bicycle lane F6, F7,
Yes.
and up to F9 park, and that's very good. We should encourage that. We should not discourage our organization like MCI, which is a Metropolitan Corporation of Islamabad, and CDA. So it's a good effort, and we ourselves are also awareing the people if they are parking their car or so. We said, please, the bicycle lane hai. So this is what is going on. So it's encouraging, and
Okay.
it will inshallah improve.
Excellent. I really like the positive. Yes, Shoaib, you wanted to add?
Yeah, just to add to what Zahir Saab has just said, because cycling lanes are there, but if there is no much cyclist there, somebody else will come and claim the lane.
Absolutely.
And if we as a cyclist use those lanes regularly, people will not opt to go on those lanes, park their cars, ride the bikes, and they will leave the lanes for the cyclists.
But since we've got the opportunity today, so I'm going to take advantage of that. And
Please.
how does it work? So if you're riding in the bicycle lane, and if you have to overtake another bicycle, do you go from the left, from the right? How do all
the
of
same
these
as cars, right?
things work?
Yeah. Normally, the rules are 100% followed as the traffic rules.
Okay.
So in our Pakistan, as we have left-hand drive, so we will overtake from the
You
right.
have right, right?
Yeah, from the right side. Yeah. So we normally go on the left of the road, which is we call right-hand driving over here, but actually on the extreme left of the
Yes.
road. So the person who has to overtake will come up right and then go.
You know what we could have done? We should have done a
So-
bicycle
so do-
ride for this.
Yeah, I think we can do that, and we can even join them for one show as well. Go
really
and
think we
record
should.
and cycle, bicycle, But for that, I think I'll have to actually buy a new bike because the
deep don't
previous
have a
one
bike.
I gave it to my nephew because
Okay.
I wasn't riding
You
it
can
anymore.
borrow it again.
Yeah,
That's
I
fine.
think I can do that.
Absolutely.
What about you? Do you have a bike?
I don't have a bike now.
Oh, that's
I was actually thinking about riding a moped. I was like baby steps. But now we talked about the challenges, and it's been a very positive insight. And I also saw on the newspapers as well recently there was a bicycle ride, and all the women came out and
Yes.
rode as well. A couple of my friends were on the front page of that. But now moving on. Talking about, I mentioned in our introduction that Pakistan Cycling Federation exists,
Yes.
and it's affiliated with Pakistan Olympic
Right.
Committee. Now, what are we doing regarding getting our talent? Because like you said, you train people from the ages of 12 up to 60 plus. How are we doing regarding taking them officially? And are we doing any united efforts, or is it still individual efforts, which then doesn't really amount to much in the big grand scheme of things?
It's a very good question, and for the viewers, I like to share with you.
Please.
Early bird riders are very closely working with Pakistan Cycling Federation,
Fantastic.
and the Secretary General of that. I am very closely in touch with them, And
Fantastic.
they have, also backup that they said once you have trained, this is we called recreation cycling as well as cycling sports for all.
Okay.
Those who will be interested in more racing, that girls or that males will be trained by the Pakistan Cycling Federation once they take audition, like in your TV, people take audition and then they are being trained. So that is an agreement. Yes, so Pakistan
Excellent.
Cycling Federation will encourage those who have speed and they want to be, because they are only into race cycling, which
Absolutely.
is normally you have seen the
Yeah,
band.
Yeah, I love it.
yeah,
I actually
yeah.
really watch it, especially in the Olympics. It's actually very exciting.
Very
Like, I don't know, I
exciting,
really
yes.
enjoy it.
I mean, I don't know what do we call it, but because they just keep on going in a circle. and-
Velodrome.
Yeah.
Velodrome. Yes.
Velodrome.
Oh, yeah. We are the country who has velodrome in 1970, and that is in Lahore. Yes, we have only one. Every year, our federal activities do take place over there, the velodrome. But that cycling.
But do
is
we have a
entirely
team
different.
which represents Pakistan in Olympics for
Uh,
cycling?
In Olympics, I am not, this is not my area, but I visited this, this year, the velodrome competition. I was over there. So our internal teams were competing with each other, and it's a different bike. It doesn't have any brakes, by the way. let me
Absolutely.
tell you.
And you
Yeah, there is
bend
no
over,
brakes.
And they have all
So you're
those
just
like
going.
Yeah, it's all you have to be very used of that,
Yeah. It's intense. It's
Yeah,
very
it's
intense.
a-
But actually, on that note, we're going to go for a short break. But when you come back, we will be talking about the cycling teams, the competitions out there, because Samreen also mentioned that she's been winning things as well. So let's go take a break. And when you come back, we'll continue our conversation.
Good morning. right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. For everybody who just got started, you know, you were tuned into PT World, you watching World this morning. Today we are talking about cycling and cycling for women over here in Pakistan, because we've been joined by some early bird riders who are with us in the studios. They came on their bikes. Well, that's why we've got a helmet on the table. But right now we want to talk about, you know, the national teams of Pakistan, you know, in cycling. And then other than that, I want to talk about the local competitions with which people are definitely going to flock in greater numbers to compete if they're going to
Absolutely.
get something out of it.
Exactly, because you know Pakistan did have a team in the South Asian Games in 2016, and you know I haven't been able to find out more information about the latest teams. But as Zahiruddin Saab has already mentioned, is that these guys are, you know, it's where they go for training, and then it's about highlighting and scouting talent.
Yeah.
So with that, let's go and share a trailer with you guys for a film, and when you come back, we will continue our conversation.
Let's do it. I'm excited.
There's no other sporting event on an annual basis that matches up to the Tour de France as an achievement.
For the cyclist, it's like 3 weeks of pain, unbelievable concentration.
It's so hard and so demanding. It's the pinnacle of the sport.
Tour de France is for sure the biggest cycling event ever. Some situations are quite dangerous because not everybody knows how fast we go through or how dangerous it really is.
I have seen grown journalists in tears because they're frightened to death going down the mountains in a car.
You go out riding your bike for 7 hours, 7 hours, 7 hours. It's raining, it might snow. I think suffering in cycling is basically the key to success.
You look at the mountains, you climb 3 of them in a day, each of them being 20 miles high, and you'll ride for 5 or 6 hours. Then you repeat it next day and the next and the next. The challenges are immense just to complete the route.
Everybody knows firsthand how much suffering it requires to actually just survive the tour.
Think this is normal? No. Ask the ambulance there.
Trust me, when they see you guys moving up, nobody's right. So stay together. Today you don't have the radios. You really have to fight to stay together.
So I sat the guys down in the bus on that morning. I said, please guys, I can do this, but I need every single one of you.
Sprinters have to be an extroverted character. They're like boxers. You've got to get in there and say, I'm going to win. I want to kill this guy. I want to knock him to the ground. And that's what a sprinter has to do.
But at the moment, it's definitely Colombia who once again at 4 kilometres have taken this race, and they are showing the others how to lead out a sprint.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was a small clip from the documentary Chasing Legends, and it is very intense, and it's not at all very easy. Just like we say, cycling, you know, going uphill, coming downhill, riding your bike for 400 kilometers. It takes quite a lot of energy and sweat and dedication. Not
Absolutely.
everybody can do that.
Exactly. So, Samreen, let's move on, because you mentioned you've already been taking part in some competitions. What is the competition scene like for women within Pakistan in cycling?
Well, there are very good opportunities now. Cycling Association in Islamabad, the capital territory, is also organizing, which is known as ICT. So, like, it's a very good effort. Like, they are promoting amateur cyclists as well, because we are not practicing as a race cyclist, and we are not in a team, but we are amateur and we are dedicated. We are practicing on daily basis. So they give us the chances to come and participate in the races. And many times I participate. My team also, Shiro's team also participated, and we are winning and we are taking the prizes.
Excellent.
Well, that's just great. And you know, see, since you have been winning and you know that there's a prize for that, and this is why more and more people come. And I think this is what we need to do to promote these healthy activities within the country. So, but sir, I want to move on to you. what do you have to say about these local competitions which we think are there, but to some extent, what I feel is that we do not market them so much that everybody does not even get to know about all of these competitions. So how do we do that?
Okay, as we have just seen the video, this is two fierce sort of cycling, but competition can be catered while seeing the participants.
Okay.
So we have thrill cycling, we have road cycling, we have recreational cycling. So usually in urban cities, especially in Lahore, Karachi, Islamabad, there are clubs like we do have our club.
Yeah.
We arrange competition within our participants. This gives a sense of competition. This gives a motivation to the people to come into this activity and to adopt this as a lifestyle. Competition is always good. It gives you the motivation to do something. So in Islamabad, if I specifically talk about, as Samreen have just mentioned, Capital Development Authority, Cycling Association of Pakistan, they usually arrange such competition.
Wow.
These are the races took place within Islamabad around F9 Park. Within F9 Park, we have loops, predetermined loops depending on the age groups and the amateur level. There are kids participating, women participating, girls participating, elderly men participating, and this is part of the Spring Festival recently held in Islamabad, where they organize this race, and we got almost 3 prizes from our club.
Wow.
And it really gives us as the people
It encourages all of the members to actually participate and
to train more members, to train more people to take part in the next competition.
Excellent.
And this is an excellent activity.
And this is what we're going to do. So now, Khwaja Sahab, you're going to let everybody know if they wanted to, get a bicycle for themselves, because while we were watching the documentary, he said that not every bicycle is for everyone. So how do we choose? How do we pick, which tires, what to do, which spokes? So how do we do that?
Well, the recreational cycling, which we are promoting, and day-to-day commuting, the best way is there are 3 kinds of cycles. One is the race bicycle, which you have seen in the video and the public.
And I don't think any one of us are on that level that we need a Tour de France.
Yeah.
So the second
want to
is
be
a
aerodynamic.
hybrid bike. Hybrid cycle is a combination of a road bicycle, but the handle is a flat bar. But the real good bicycle for all of us is a mountain bike with a 26-inch rim, and there are different kinds. You can have a front suspension, you have full suspension. The cycle which I was cycling in your studio with your permission, that was a full suspension. It has front suspension as well as rear suspension.
Okay, now
and that is the best way to go for it.
Okay, so at one point, I think about a couple of years ago, I did look into purchasing a bike, and I still haven't done it. But they're really expensive here.
Yeah.
They are expensive everywhere. We
No, but I
should
feel
not
like they're
say
really
that in
expensive
Pakistan.
here.
They are expensive
It's like
in USA.
30,000 for a normal mountain bike. That's like $250.
No, it's just
It's
because
only
you went on your own to
$300.
buy it. That's what the
Only?
problem.
That's not every Tom, Dick, and Harry can afford $300. Like,
It's
so
perfectly
what-
all right. Don't worry.
No, but what I'm asking is, so online, are there any second-hand shops? Like, you don't have to buy.
we
that's
are
my point.
encouraging, and especially over here, our friend Shoaib, when things were improving and there were more demand. So my friend Shoaib has helped the early bird riders he has arranged some resources by which we have now used bicycle.
Wow.
And the range is in between 15,000 to 25,000. But these are good bikes, like you people are buying used cars. So they are made in Japan.
Yeah.
So here we have some branded bikes from different countries, and those are very good to be used.
Excellent.
That's
And-
just cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
sure.
Go ahead.
One thing to mention, I've read a study, it mentioned that almost 85% of the people who want to adopt cycling, they adopt cycling and they quit within a month because they don't have an appropriate bike to ride.
Okay.
Because it depends on the material of the bicycle, because if it's heavy, then you need more energy, and they think that they have to exert more and they quit because they sweat more, they exert more, so they quit. So a selection of appropriate bicycle is very necessary.
Exactly.
And you know, Zahir, Dean Saab has just told us a little bit on how to purchase a good bike. But if you would like any more information on anything, you need to log on to our Facebook fan page. But thank you so much for being here today. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you guys on the show. We've actually run out of time completely.
But one small thing very quickly, and that is, so where do we keep our bicycle seat? And you know, because we have to maintain a balance in between our pedal and then the knee, because it needs to come up to the certain height.
Yeah, the saddle height should be the way that when you are on the saddle and your pedal goes the downside, so your leg can be fully stretched. It's not like this. Normally when you're biking and this is not the, it's like this.
Okay,
So
wonderful.
that's the-
But thank you so much for being here. It's been an absolute
It's
pleasure.
pleasure.
And
It's
I hope you
pleasure.
guys got something from the show. There's lots of people doing lots of stuff. So if you want any information on anything we've spoken about today, log on to our Facebook fan page,
Which is with the name of Well This Morning.
Twitter page,
Well This Morning without a
Daily
G.
Motion YouTube page,
Well This Morning, Well This Morning.
and the repeat is at
11 p.m.
Have a wonderful day, and we will see you bright and early tomorrow morning.
Till the next time, 1, 2, 3. Good morning.